History is not what happened. History is what the winners wrote to hide their crimes. We know that the times of the Gentiles expires this year. The Gentile reign began nearly 2,000 years ago. It wasn't just a waiting period. It was an active, malicious campaign of suppression. The prophet Daniel warned us in Daniel 7:25. Speaking of the beast, he said, "He shall speak pompous words against the Most High, shall persecute the saints of the Most High, and shall intend to change times and laws." The first thing the beast did was disconnect you from Yahuwah's frequency. He did this by breaking the clock. In the book of Hanok or Enoch, the angel Uriel reveals the solar calendar, a 364-day cycle that keeps the feast perfectly aligned with the seasons. But Rome worshipped the moon and the sun gods. This was the crime scene. Emperor Constantine, a sun worshiper, outlawed the Hebrew calendar. He divorced Passover from the biblical timeline and replaced it with Easter, a pagan fertility festival calculated by the spring equinox of the sun. He moved the Sabbath from the seventh day to the day of the sun to Sunday. Why? To ensure that even if you wanted to worship the Creator, you would be dialing the wrong number at the wrong time. Pope Gregory the XIV realized the Roman calendar was drifting. Instead of going back to Enoch, he created the Gregorian calendar, the one hanging on your wall right now. It is a mechanical construct designed to hide the new moons and the Sabbaths. When you celebrate New Year's in January instead of the Abib, which is typically in the spring, you are celebrating a lie. They changed the calendar so you wouldn't know when the times of the Gentiles' reign expires. Once they broke the clock, they poisoned the food. They took the pure Torah of Yahuwah and injected it with Babylonian poison. Jeremiah 10:3 warns, "Do not learn the way of the Gentiles, for one cuts a tree from the forest. They decorate it with silver and gold." They took Saturnalia, a drunk orgy for the god Saturn, and renamed it Christmas. They took Ishtar, the goddess of sex and fertility, and renamed it Easter. They took the obelisk of Egypt, the phallic symbol of Osiris, and put it in front of the Vatican and in Washington, D.C. They told you the law was done away with. Why? Because the law defines sin. If you remove the law, you can commit sin without a conscience. They taught you to eat pork, which is an abomination. They taught you to break the Sabbath. They turned the holy faith of the patriarchs into a Greco-Roman mystery cult. But the greatest crime wasn't against the calendar. It was against the people. The beast knew that as long as the seed of Israel knew who they were, they couldn't have full control. So they initiated a global manhunt. The same year Columbus sailed to America, the King of Spain expelled the Jews, the Black Moors, Hebrews, from Europe. Where did they go? They fled into West Africa. They established communities there, but the beast followed them. Psalm 83:4 says, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." This wasn't an economic decision. It was a targeted extraction. They went into West Africa, rounded up the royal tribe, Judah, stripped them of their name, stripped them of their language, and shipped them to the North Country, America, in 1619. They labeled you Negro, colored, black, anything but Israel. They committed identity theft on a continental scale. While they enslaved Judah, they slaughtered Gad, the copper-colored black natives. The U.S. cavalry wiped out 100 million indigenous people. They forced them into boarding schools to kill the Indian, save the man. They outlawed their language and cut their hair. Why? Because they were the Northern Kingdom and the beast wanted them dead. To finalize the crime, they hired a crisis actor to whitewash this history. During the Renaissance, they painted over the frescoes in the catacombs. They replaced the black-skinned Messiah with Cesare Borgia. They replaced the Hebrew prophets with Europeans. They created a replacement theology that said the church is the new Israel. They stole your heritage, handed you a counterfeit, and told you to be thankful for it. And the entire world has been drunk on this wine for 400 years. Daniel 7:26 says, "But the court shall be seated, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and destroy it forever." The times of the Gentiles was a crime scene. The judge is coming back, and he is bringing the mighty hand to extract his people and punish the thieves. Get your house in order. Get ready to be redeemed.